My name is Sierra Green. I'm in EDL700, and this is my final. During this course, I have learned the definition of a professional learning community. According to Richard DeFore, a professional learning community is a grade level teaching team, school committee, high school department, entire school district, state department of education, national professional organization, and so on. They could be listed as many different things. They look many different ways in many different organizations. But at the end of the day, they are groups of educators who come together to collaborate and try to figure out how to promote and create student success. I also learned the importance of professional learning communities inside of a school. I have learned that PLCs are not just another dreaded professional development, not just another meeting that is you don't want to attend, but it's actually a meeting that, if done correctly and if done efficiently, can create and drive home serious student success. I will use what I learned by carrying these practices with me as I continue on my path as an educator. Now that I have the knowledge of what a functioning PLC looks like, I can fully understand the ins and outs and how to utilize a PLC to the best of my ability, my staff's ability, as well as my students. I think a lot of times people are thrown into PLCs. They just happen to have a meeting and you don't really understand what the purpose of that PLC is. You just look at it as another professional development. You don't have anything to really connect it to that's tangible to you, and you really don't have anything to drive or to take home. You know that you want to create student success, but more than likely what you're doing and what your team is doing is not creating that type of result that you want to see. So learning all of these new things about PLCs really gives you an extra charge in knowing this is how I can create success at my school. Here is the blueprint. I can duplicate this, maybe not word for word, but I can figure out how it fits into the diagram of what I need and what my students need. And then we can drive it home and create wonderful success. Some of the most useful things that I learned are how to reform a PLC. A lot of times, like I said before, we go in and the PLC is already created. We really don't take part in creating this PLC. There's already a vision. There's already a mission. There's already goals aligned, and they just add us. It's like instant, oatmeal. You already have your oats. You have everything in your packaging. You have everything that everybody thinks is what you need for your ingredients. And it's just add this boiling water. But there's no direction of how much water should you add, because if you add too much, you will overcook what you have. If you add not enough, you will undercook. So you need those directions, you need that roadmap, and it needs to come together all at the same time. So in reforming a PLC, you need to take a look back at what was going on, what was happening that did not work, and what can we do to make it better? How can we reform this? What was going on in the past that didn't work? It didn't help student success. It didn't help staff success. Okay, let's move and let's have action from that. What can we do to actually create and evoke change? What can we do that's going to be different and that's going to be beneficial for all stakeholders? Something else that was very useful for me also was Sharon's 5 ways to build a culture of collaboration. I like the fact that she involved staff, teachers, and parents. A lot of times we forget about that community of the parents. We need every single stakeholder to take part in what we are doing. If you have that leverage and you have that connection, people care about things that resonate within them, and it creates a charge, a wanting, a burning inside of them to want to create that change, to want to evoke those things. So when you expand the collaboration with the staff, you bring people together and you lean on the supports that you already have, the talents that you already have, you'll see wonders being worked. You create meaningful opportunities for work. You create moments for people. You take the mundane out of it and you make it resourceful. You make it so that it hits home, so that you want to do this. You want to join the PLC. You want to show up every day. You want to create this change. You coordinate efforts so that everyone is on the same page. There's nothing worse than having a PLC and having confusion. You're already grappling with things that are not the best, not things that don't put a smile on everyone's face every single day. Data, students not understanding a certain standard. When you coordinate things, it makes it a lot easier on the PLC and takes away some of that stress. And last but not least, celebrating the work of others. A lot of times we do not give people their flowers when they can smell them. Just because you didn't, and this goes for PLCs and it also goes for students, celebrating the success that you showed up, you tried, you accomplished. Maybe you didn't reach your ultimate goal, but you are in fact on your way. And I think that this is something that really stands out and speaks out and is a true testament to all different types of learning communities. I will apply my learning by using this new information in PLCs every day and my interactions at my school within our pre-existing PLCs, as well as using my learning in the future for new PLCs inside of my classroom as well. While in this course, I realized that professional learning communities are not just tailored to schools. They are learning communities. Anywhere where you have people learning and it is more than one, there's a community of learning going on, you can utilize a PLC. You just have to find your audience and your target and really hone in on what it is that you are trying to do. If there was anything that I wish I learned, I would say that it would just be, what does a professional learning community look like from an administrative point of view? What is a principal, vice principal, dean of schools? What does their PLC look like? How does that work? How does it differ from, staff members coming together for student achievement? I really think that's the only thing that I didn't see that I would like to see. Just see that other side so that you could have some compare and contrast and you could just be able to see the two, see the similarities and the differences. What do I wish that my instructor would have done more of? Honestly, and I'm not just saying it just to say it, there's nothing that I would say that she needed to do more of. The course was rigorous. It pushed you to think. It pushed you to think outside the box. It pushed you to think about what's going on in your school right now. How are you handling your PLCs? It really pushed you to step outside of yourself and see these communities that you've been in the past, ones that you may currently be in right now, and what do you want for your future. I feel like the learning and the breakdown of the modules really fit all together like a piece of the puzzle and just really made it understandable and true and just a wonderful learning experience. Professor was very responsive. If there were any misconceptions, they were cleared right away and immediately. And it was just really a wonderful time of being able to be with everyone and just bouncing ideas off of one of another and just being able to learn and grow. Anything that I wish my instructor would have done less of, again, there's nothing really that I think that there should have been less done. The course, like I said, the rigor was just where I believe we all needed it. Very informative, very understanding. I enjoyed the different types of opportunities that we had as a class to discuss things, from the Zoom meetings to the reflectives to the discussion posts, just being able to interact with one another, being online, but still being able to interact with one another, get different viewpoints, get different perspectives, see it from all walks of life, educators who have worked over 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20, just really being able to come all together and share their experiences, learn about PLCs, share stories of their PLCs, and just really have wonderful thought partners to just, really dive deep and understand why PLCs, why have them, why are they so useful, why, I just feel like after the course is done, you just learn, you know so much. You're like a PLC guru. You're fired up and you're ready to take charge. It's almost like you're ready to create your own because you finally have this insight of exactly how an efficient PLC is ran. What would I tell other students about this class? I would tell them that this class is very, very, very informative. I would tell them that this class is going to give you the insight that you need and vital information on how PLCs are created, how they're ran, and how they function. This class will give you the tools to succeed in your current PLC while also allowing you to identify red flags if your PLC is not headed in the right direction. This course gives you the tools and tricks of how to revamp a PLC. So I believe it meets everyone wherever they are. Whether you're in a PLC that's not going right, it will give you the tools to fix that PLC. Whether you're in a PLC that's just starting up and you're not sure where to go, it will give you those tools. Whether you're in a PLC that's just ending and you're realizing that it didn't necessarily go the way you wanted, you have the blueprint for how to start a new PLC moving forward. I have never walked away from a course and felt like I got this. I could do this tomorrow, and it invokes something in you that you're ready. You're ready to hit the ground and you know exactly what you want to do because you know that you can make a difference in student success. You know that you can actually make a tangible change. And you also understand that it does not happen overnight. That the PLC is something that you have to stay on. You have to introduce it and you have to work. And it's something that if you reward it, it will reward you. It's not an overnight fix. It doesn't automatically bring up student scores. But if done right, it can really take a school from one level to the next. The parts of the course that I found the most challenging, there wasn't really a challenging part for me. I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing, I enjoy talking, collaborating with one another, and so this was a really exciting course for me, and I'm really excited, really happy that I decided to take it because I feel like I really gained some very insightful knowledge that I'm going to be able to carry with me for the rest of my career. And like I said, whether it's inside or outside of a classroom, just having this understanding of an actual learning community and what to do with it and how to do with it has just been wonderful. The course was very exciting and informative, and I look forward to being able to use my new skills very soon.